Here she is, our 2007 PT Cruiser. We're pretty excited about it. Think we got a good derby car, not totally sure. I mean, you never really know until the first couple hits, and then, all right, let's see what we got. So just kind of a quick look. This is the, if you will, complete build. I got just a couple of things to do on the inside, tape up a couple of the extra or excess wires I unplugged in that, but I'll have a couple hours once I'm to the derby. So this is her. As you can see, we went with a Batman theme. We're doing superheroes with the cars we run this year, and the Batmobile, if you will. Got the Batman up in the hood. I made a stencil out of cardboard, and that's what you see there. Came out pretty good. I mean, it's, you know, derby car and paint on it. You see there, I'm a little crooked on my stencils, but we had our Cricut Letters, rather. We had a horrible time. We bought the wrong sticky paper. We didn't know it until this morning as we're putting them on, like an hour before I was planning on leaving, and it wasn't coming off right. But swear to me, I have up there, that's a quote from Batman during Batman Begins, when he's kind of beating up a thug and he says, "Swear to me." So we have a couple other quotes that going to try to actually super glue on the car once we get there, because the Cricut just didn't function how we wanted to. We bought the wrong type of paper. But underneath, pretty simple. Again, the thermostat I got gutted, seems solid, not leaking, so she's going to be constantly cycling. I took the fan off because, again, the starter's right there. You can see I spray foamed around just kind of the electrical wires, and the starter itself, they allow that. And again, kind of see, it's a little hard, but we gained probably 4, maybe 5 inches of extra space by removing that fan. And again, because I've got the thermostat out and there's my coolant sensor, I unplugged from the side and left it plugged in there so it doesn't leak out, and I got another one that I plugged in and I zip tie it there. It's not going to read as hot as it normally would, which is good. That way the motor should run till it locks up, hopefully. So the water's just going to cycle. It's just going to cycle, and that's worked pretty well thus far. Hopefully it does today. There's the U-bolts for my battery cables. Again, I'll zip tie those once I get there. But pretty simple up front, but seems solid. Got my little bungee here to hold it while I'm flying down the interstate. So yeah, got just a simple chain there for kind of my protective guard. And then inside, again, pretty simple. Here's the tape I'm going to use for doing the doors. We're going to duct tape them kind of with that gold that we use for the bat symbol. But pretty simple. My battery setup I'll show in a second. Pretty pleased with how it came out, because I use the angle iron and I kind of bolt it down, and then I use the ratchet straps to kind of secure it. It's not a great system, but it's worked pretty well the last 3 with that angle iron. Again, in the back, and you can see inside here, you know, you're like, oh, it's not a lot of space back here, but I'm telling you, this right here, the hatch will bend and crinkle in. The frame is right there, just the frame that goes up the side with these unibodies these cars have, and it doesn't bend. I mean, especially in the stock class I run. So if we can keep that motor running and keep the front wheels protected as they're kind of exposed, I'll show that when I go back up front. I think we got a good derby car. Got the tank mounted there. Again, stock fuel cell. I use my rubber there and just secure it with zip ties to make sure she doesn't move. Extra wires, again, I tape off, and show the inside here. I have, again, for the first time, there is our toggle switch. Again, the positive and negative on each side. Run into the terminals. You see I just kind of zip tied them here so as I'm driving they're not bouncing around. And then there's my angle iron. I actually used the seat belt, this mount right here, and it's pretty secure even with just the one. My battery will sit right up to it, and then I'm going to run ratchet straps over top to kind of keep it still. I'm also going to run a ratchet strap because while I feel like this is arguably the best weld I've ever done, it's still just on the side here, and as they slam you in the side, the bar is not going to come apart. But I'm afraid this one here might break loose and drop, and I don't want to drop my fuel cell. So I'm going to run just a cheap zip tie I got from there under the bar over to the back, just so if it were to break loose here, it would fall, but it'll fall on that ratchet strap, not in my fuel cell, and break that off, which would be the end of me. So yeah, excited about it. Seems pretty simple, and it seems to work good. Again, I just use zip ties there. The chain, I have excess chain here that I kind of run across just as like a little kind of hand rest. You know, a lot of guys used ratchet straps. I just had that extra chain. I'm like, yeah, I'll just run it across there, lock it, and it's my extra kind of hand bar. They usually don't mind it. So again, the bat symbol on this side, we've got a I'm Batman, and on the back we plan on putting Why So Serious? Again, a quote from the Joker, incredible performance in the second Batman there, the Dark Knight. So again, up front, she saw, we're going to try to keep her clean, and you can see how there's just so much open here in front of the front tires. That's, to me, the weakest spot. And again, the excess headlights and that, I'm going to tape up once I get there and then zip tie them down. So this is her 2007 PT Cruiser, got L10 lips on the top. Wife bought that for me. We're excited. Hopefully we'll put on a good show and maybe end up down to the end where the trophies are given out. We'll see.